Hey, what's up to everybody out there? Welcome to another edition of the Roundtable Talk. I am your host, C Money, and in today's episode, we're doing another topic, you know, based off of social media and based off of what's going on. And I don't know why I haven't did this in a while. Well, not a while. I'm saying I actually don't know why I haven't did this. But this is a comment. This is a political episode, and basically, um, it kind of got to me when I started seeing Wayne in the comments and everything. As you know, if any of you know, Chili, who is a member of the R&B legend group TLC, there has been reports that she, had there's documents that she have been donating to the Donald Trump campaign in 2024 and has been donating to the Republican Party or whatever the case may be. Allegedly, she's been donating to I guess to Donald Trump and his campaign. There's a post that she donated in 2024 to his campaign and to a lot of Republican events and parties and the Republican things, and there has been a lot of backlash, so much to where there is supposed to be a Salt and Pepper In Vogue and TLC tour that fans are now going crazy because now they don't want to attend the concert because of Chili's contribution to the Republican Party. Now, what I want to say about this, and first of all, I want to weigh in on your comments about the Chile contribution to the Republican Party and to Donald Trump. I want you to weigh in on this. But what I want to say about this, and I want to say about these people, are you serious? Let me tell y'all something. It it's been going down since Carlton Banks. And y'all know who Carlton Banks is. It is the fictional character played by Alfonso Ribeiro on the famous, legendary Fresh Prince of Bel Air, where he was a Republican on the show, you know, and it's been going down for years. Y'all realize that there are a lot of black African American Republicans here in America. You know, you got a lot of these. I believe Ben Carson allegedly, I think is one. Um, Kanye West supported Trump, and I believe there's a lot of them out here. I'm gonna say allegedly because there are people, but y'all realize that everybody feels because you're African American you're supposed to automatically be a Democrat, which is not true. There are white Democrats. There are black Republicans. So you honestly can't sit up here and this has been and this is what got me when everybody was like, "Oh, I'm not going to the TLC In Vogue and Salt and Pepper concert because Chile supported Donald Trump, or whatever." You realize how many African Americans out here are supporting Donald Trump. Excuse me, you might not realize it, but there are probably more African American Republicans than you know about. And on every block, there are at least 2 out of 5 Republicans that are African American. And you realize, you could be next door to a neighbor that is a Republican, African American Republican. Look how many of these Cubans are out here supporting Donald Trump, not knowing that he's about to deport them and take them back to their country or whatever. But y'all sitting up here, "Ooh, Donald Trump, Donald Trump." And then next thing you know, you're like, "Why is he taking me back to Cuba? Why is he taking me back to my country? I support him." It don't matter. And then now y'all ready for, and a lot of these people are African Americans that are sitting there, "Oh, Chile is supporting Donald Trump." You realize a lot of these, and this is the thing that I'm gonna say, and y'all may, agree with me, disagree with me. There are more celebrities out here that are Republicans that we don't know about because a lot of these celebrities keep their political status in the closet because they know it will end their reputations. You see that a lot of these, let me explain why. For instance, look at what it's doing to Chile. Chile probably was a Republican ever since she was born, or ever since she was able to vote, she was probably a Republican. Now that it has came out that she is a Republican, that's just like coming out as a gay man. When you come out as a gay man, it ruins your reputation. Oh, I don't want to hang with him, he's gay. Oh, I don't want to hang with her, she's a lesbian. It's the same thing with politics. Oh, you're a Republican? Oh no, get away from me. We don't want you, and things like that. They did an episode about it on the TV show Blackish with Anthony Anderson when he thought that his son was a Republican or whatever, but all in one, he was just trying to impress a girl. Look at Chili. Y'all all probably thought that she was a Democrat because she was an R&B singer, she's black, and she's legend. The first sign of coming out that she was contributing to the Republican Party, oh no, I don't want to go to her concert. She's a Republican. She's pointing Donald Trump, and this is why a lot of these celebrities. I'm not saying Denzel could be a Republican, Idris Elba could be a Republican, Will Smith could be a Republican. Not saying that they are, but you don't know what these celebrities' political status is because they're keeping it closed up because y'all keep political status like it's a crime. Like it's a crime for a black person to be a Republican. That it's a crime for somebody to support Donald Trump or somebody to support, Ron DeSantis or all of these Republicans. Y'all feel like it's a crime for a black person to do that, not knowing that Donald Trump has black people in his cabinet. They're not the frontliners because a lot of the people that you see, like the Secretary of State and all defense and all of that stuff, they're you know you know they're white people, they're Caucasian people, but there's people in his cabinet behind closed doors that are black people, and we don't know them because they're not going to be the ones that he's going to say, oh, this is my such and such Mrs. Jackson or something like that. No, but at the same time, you have to realize there have been black Republicans out there since probably the 1800s and 1900s, probably the early 1900s, but they don't put their business out there because they feel the moment that they talk about it. Because remember when Carlton Banks was on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, played by Alfonso Ribeiro, and he was a Republican and all that. I don't think nobody backlashed him because it was a fictional character. But look how many people that got backlash as an African American male, man or woman, because they supported the Republican Party or they support Donald Trump or they support this Republican Party, this public Republican, and y'all look at it as if, oh no, they're black and they report this. Y'all need to stop this because in reality, this been going down for years. Look how many Americans out here that are black, that are not famous, that are doctors, that are lawyers, that flip burgers at Burger King, that greet you at Target, that is the greeter at Walmart, that stocks the clothes at Ross, and wait on tables at TGI Fridays, or it's the cook at Chili's, and they're black and they're Republicans. You have so many Republicans, African American Republicans out here that are not out there. You could be, like I said, your next door neighbor could be black and could be a Republican. You don't know. But the fact that y'all sit up here and y'all think that it's a crime to be black and a Republican, it is not a crime to have your own political party. There's Democrat, there's Republicans, there's Independent. And then there's another post about Nick Cannon praising, the Republican Party as well, allegedly. I seen a video that went viral about Nick Cannon. And I'm like, regardless, there are a lot of African American actors and actresses that are out here that support the Republican Party. And we don't know about it because they're secretly doing it because they feel that their contribution would jeopardize themselves as an actor, as an actress, as a musician. It would jeopardize their career because a lot of people probably say, we don't know if Michael Jackson, may he rest in peace, we don't know if Michael Jackson was a Democrat or a Republican. We don't know if Prince was a Democrat or a Republican. We don't know if Cardi B or Nicki Minaj, or we don't know if Patti LaBelle or any of these people. But y'all sit up here and y'all look at them and y'all say, because they're black, they supposed to be a Democrat. No. That's just like saying they're white, they supposed to be a doctor. They're white, they supposed to be a lawyer. Or they're black, they gonna be on Section 8 and food stamps, living in the projects. No, that's just, you know, stereotyping. And you can't think that all black people are going to be Democrats. You know, I'm a Democrat, you know, so I'm gonna say it to the heart. But at the same time, I don't feel that this is theme. If they was to give me tickets to one of TLC concerts or to a, you know, I would go. You know, or if I was a fan, because you know one of my favorite R&B female, I love TLC, I love Salt and Pepper, I love In Vogue, you know, and just because she contributes herself to contribute money to the Republican Party, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's gonna stop me from going to her concerts. I mean, I'm not a big TLC fan, but I love TLC. You know, one of my biggest, and I'm gonna tell you straight up, one of my biggest R&B female groups of all time. Of course, I've never said it in none of my previous episodes. It's SWV. You know, and I've passed on plenty of concerts. You know, they recently was down here in Miami last month, and I missed two of their concerts, and I was like, ooh, and I couldn't go. But at the same time, you know, if I was to find out one of the SWV, Coco, Lelia, Taj, if one of them was a Republican, that's not gonna stop me from loving their music. I've been loving their music since I was a little kid in the '90s, you know, and I love their music now, and that's not gonna stop me. Oh, they are Republicans, so I'm not gonna support their music. No, and a lot of you is doing this because you feel like they're not a Democrat. You know what? That's why a lot of these singers and a lot of these actors never came out of the closet. I was looking at a an old R&B singer called Jermaine Stewart. If you know who Jermaine Stewart, if you know, you know. And one of his biggest songs is "We Don't Have to Take Our Clothes Off." And I was looking at a documentary about him, and it was about, you know, he hid his sexuality because he first started out as a dancer on Soul Train, and then he eventually tried out for the group Shalimar, which was the group with Howard Hewitt and Jody Watley, and he didn't get picked, but he eventually became a solo artist, and one of his favorite songs, "We Don't Have to Take Our Clothes Off," became a big hit, and he died in the mid '90s due to complications from a medical problem. I don't know what it was, but I know it was complications from with HIV as well. But it was another medical thing that tied to HIV, and he kept his sexuality a secret because of the fact that, you know, and in his videos he talked about having relations with women. You know, he didn't talk about having relations, and it was because, you know, at that time homosexuality was frowned upon, not like how it is now. Now you have Billy Porter, and you have, you know, a lot of these gay actors and performers. You know, Frank Ocean is bisexual, you know, allegedly, and all that. So you have a lot of men that are out of the closet now because it's more accepted now. Back then it wasn't accepted. And I feel the same way about politics. And politics today is still not accepted. You know, a lot of these people can't accept that, oh, you know, Lil Wayne might be a Republican, or Kanye West might be a Republican. They're not accepting Chili as a Republican, you know, and stuff like that. And you don't know how many of these artists out here that are Republicans that support the Republican parties because they don't keep their political status out in the open because they're fear for their life, they're fear for their careers, you know, because you see what's happening in Chile, and it was the same thing when Kanye West went to the I believe it was Kanye West when he went to the White House and had on that hat, make America great again and all that. And I'm like, oh, excuse me, I'm like, y'all don't actually see what's going on. Like, y'all are sitting up here thinking that it is not okay for a black person to be a Republican. Our own mayor, Daniela Levine Carver, the mayor of Miami-Dade County, she's a Democrat, and she is a Caucasian woman, you know, and y'all make it seem like that every Republican is supposed to be white and every Democrat is supposed to be black, not knowing that they're all white Democrats and there are black Republicans. So I'm saying, y'all, this has got to stop. I'm not saying that I am the one to help these. I want to know what do y'all think about this. Do you think it's right for blacks to be Republicans? Because everybody has a right to choose their national party. Everybody has the right to choose. And even if you choose to be a Democrat or Republican, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to stick with everybody. Like, I'm a Democrat, and that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody who I vote for has to be a Democrat. I can vote for a Republican and I'm a Democrat. I can vote for a Democrat and I'm a Republican. It doesn't matter. You vote on what your views are. If she feel, and regardless if Chili might be a Democrat, but you know, support the Republican Party, because there are a lot of people that are Democrats that support Republicans, because there are some things that the Republicans may do that Democrats like, or there are a lot of Republicans that vote support Democrats because of the thing. And I've said this before in my previous videos. A lot of people voted for Obama into office, especially the Republicans, because I feel like they got tired of the Republicans killing their loved ones in this war. A lot of that war was about, the 9/11 and Osama bin Laden and all of that. A lot of them was out here saying, look, we tired of this war. Go get the man, go kill the man, and let's end this war. And when Obama got into office, his second time in the office, he found them and he killed them and stuff like that. And they, even though the war didn't end right away, but they was like, man, we need to stop this. And a lot of people voted for Obama because they got tired. You killed my mama. You killed my daddy. You killed my uncle. You killed my auntie. You killed my cousin. Now you're trying to kill the rest of my family just because of some war about money and oil or whatever. And y'all not trying to end this war. Man, let's get the black man in and let's end this, because we tired of y'all killing 15 million people out here for nothing. And I feel like you can be whatever party you want to be, because in reality, we really don't know if Chili is a Republican or a Democrat. They just going off of because she supported Donald Trump's campaign in 2024. They automatically think she's a Republican. You don't know that unless she come out Republican, and not everybody wants to say, I don't want to go to her concerts because she supported Donald Trump. And I've saw a lot of comments about this, and I'm like, are y'all serious? Y'all ready to blacklist somebody because of their views and their support on politics? And what if somebody was to come out and say, I'm against abortion, or I'm for abortion, and then what if a celebrity was to come out and say, oh, I'm all against abortion, I don't like abortion? What, you ready to blacklist them, or I'm against this, or I'm against that? You ready to blacklist them? That's their views and their opinions. A lot of these celebrities, they have and there are a lot of political celebrities out there, because as you know, there are celebrities that do go to these political parties and support these politics, whatever it's a Republican, Democrat, independent, whatever. They go out here and support them. It's just the fact that you, as social media, don't want to see LL Cool J at a Republican party, or you don't want to see, Nene Leakes or Candy Burris at a Donald Trump party. You don't know what they doing there. And then when you see them there, I'm not going to the Escape concert because Candy Burris was out there, allegedly. I'm not saying that it's true, but you see these out there, they out there at Donald Trump's, I'm not going to go and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? What is it that y'all got against black people supporting Republicans? This been happening for years. You seen Carlton Banks. He was a Republican on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You seen a lot of these black celebrities that be at the White House when they go to the White House and stuff. They do it. Some of them do it. They do it because it's business. And not only that, they do it because maybe they see some things that the Republican Party doing is good. I'm not saying that the Republican Party is all bad, but I'm not saying that they're all good either, because every side, even the Democrat side or the Republican side, each side has its flaws and, has its goods, has its greats, has its positive, has its negatives, has its goods, has its flaws, has good, has bad. Because all Democrats ain't good. All Republicans ain't good. All Democrats, you know, all Republicans. Some Republicans are good, some Democrats are good. Some Republicans are bad, some Democrats are bad. You can't expect, just like when you go in these urban areas and you vote for these, Democrat black people and stuff like that. It's not about because they're black. It's because what they can bring to the table and what they're going to bring to our community. And it's the same thing with the presidents. Yes, a lot of people voted for Obama because they wanted to get the first president in. And I've seen several posts like, yeah, let's get the first black president in. And so now after that we can, and then it started becoming with views, just like with a lot of things, just like Joe Biden. Joe Biden is a Democrat and he was our president. The only reason why they got rid of Joe Biden is because of the health issues with him, and they didn't want an unhealthy president, and to an extent I understand, but at the same time I look at it as if y'all can't sit up here and blacklist these people because of their political views. We've been doing this for years in the African American community. We've been doing it with homosexuality. We've been doing it with dating black people, dating white people, interracial dating. We've been doing it with, sellouts. A lot of these people sell out they color for a piece of money. Oh, I'm going to do this and do that. You're a sellout. We've been doing this for years, and now we doing it with political status. And I'm like, this has got to stop, because in our community, everybody is ready to blacklist somebody. Oh, you're gay? I don't want to talk to you. Oh, you're a black man dating a white woman? Oh, no, you don't want to date us? Oh, get out of here. Oh, you're a black girl dating a white man? Oh, you don't want to date us? Get out of here. Oh, you selling out to the white man just for some money, and you gonna sell out to us? Oh, get out of here. Oh, you're donating to the Donald Trump campaign? Oh, get out of here. And I'm like, this has got to stop. This has got to stop, to where we as Americans got to know that we have a right, just like they say we have a right of freedom of speech. We have a right, to do what we want as people. And if we want to donate to these charities, whether it's Republican charities, Democrat charities, we want to donate to these causes, or we want to donate to something that means something. There are a lot of charities out there in the Republican Party that is good. Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm not praising the Democratic Party, and I'm not praising the Republican Party. I am praising the right to be a human being, because, excuse me, if you look at it, how many Republicans, and if you know any African American Republicans out there that we know of, comment at the bottom of this page. Comment here at the bottom, because I literally would tell people, look at this. There are so many African Americans out there, front of the house, meaning celebrities, musicians, actors, whatever. And there are so many behind the house, whether they're politicians, fast food workers, grocery store workers, doctors, lawyers, that are Republicans that we don't know about. You can be best friends, your best friend, your homie, your ace boom coon, your ride or die friend could be a Republican, and you don't know it because y'all don't talk politics. But at the same time, I look at it as if you are ready to condemn somebody as soon as they find out, oh, they got records of them supporting Donald Trump. Oh, I don't want to be their friend. Or, oh, I don't want to go here. No, stop that. Because you don't know a person and how they is. Just because they supporting something you don't like, that doesn't mean that they are a bad person. That just means that they are somebody doing something that they feel is right. Just because a person comes out as, oh, I don't want to date black men no more. I want to date white men. And you're ready to oust them. Oh, Like that saying say, if she can't use your comb, don't bring them home. Like, why are you dating white people? Stop that. Everybody has a right to their own opinions and views and lives and political beliefs. If they want to be a Republican, let them be a Republican. And you can't stop a black person, and there isn't a law that says black people can't be Republicans and stuff, because I feel as if we as people have the right to our political views, you know, and we as people should be able to say, okay, I'm going to vote for this person because of what their platform stands for. Not because they're black, not because they're white, not because they're Republican, not because they're Democrat. And the thing about it is, we don't know what was, there's probably more investigation behind it, but we don't know what was the cause behind Chile's contribution to the Republican Party and to Donald Trump. She might be a Democrat that say, okay, I like his views, so I'm going to support him. Or she might have been a Republican that likes her. We don't know. But the moment that we find out she donated money to Trump's party, I'm not going to her concert because she's a Trump supporter. You ready to blacklist her because of what she's doing to the... And that has to stop. I mean, I know it's going to continue to go on for years because as, you know, African American personnel, a lot of people feel as if I'm not going to support you because you support Trump. I'm not going to support you because you support a Democrat. I mean, I'm not going to support you because you support a Republican. So what are y'all views on this? Do you think that it was wrong or right for her to support because as a person? Now, here's my question. Number one, did you think Chile from TLC was wrong or right for supporting the Donald Trump campaign? Do you think she had a right to support it? Do you think that it is wrong for African American to be a Republican? Do you think that it is wrong for a celebrity African American, whether you're a musician, an actor, or author, whatever, to be a Republican? What do you think about this? Because honestly, I don't care if you was to come up to me and you wanted to be my friend and you say you was a Republican. I wouldn't care that you're a Republican. Just be a loyal friend. I might have a friend, or I might have a coworker, or I might have somebody. I knew some people that say they wasn't in favor of Kamala Harris, and I was cool with them and I rocked with them. And they didn't want Kamala Harris to be the president of the United States. But that doesn't stop me from being friends with them. It's just their political views. And I say the same thing about, a lot of people. I'm not going to stop being friends with you because you have a different political view. You have different political views than I do. I'm going to still rock with you. We all have our own opinions and views. That's just like you and your friends is never going to agree on something. You may want steak, they may want chicken. You may want Italian food, they may want Mexican food. You're never going to agree on things. It's just the fact that nobody never agrees on anything. Look at the government shutdown. The Congress can't get it right, and they still on a shutdown, and they trying to fight for whatever they trying to get in, and they still haven't, gotten the... They still under a government shutdown. And I look at it as if y'all don't understand people has a right to their opinions and things. And the fact that reason, soon as they say something you don't like, you ready not to be their friend. You ready to push them away. And you ready don't want to go to their concerts, don't want to go see their movies, don't want to go this, don't want to go that. And I'm like, dude, y'all got to stop this because these artists, these actors, these musicians, these entertainers, these celebrities, they have a right to be whatever they want to be in life. And you're going to either be for them or against them. And regardless if you're against them, I'm still going to support them because they are human beings. Just because they want to vote Democrat or they want to vote Republican or they want to be, this or that, that's not going to stop me from supporting them, So I want to know what y'all feel about this. Even, comment at the bottom of this page. Email me, roundtable305@yahoo.com. Let me know how y'all feel about this because honestly, I just want to know what do the media thinks about African Americans being Republicans. What do y'all feel about this? Comment at the bottom of this page. Also email me. As always, stay safe, stay blessed, stay hydrated. Do not stop going to these concerts and these events and these performances just because you find out that your artist is a Republican, or that your artist came out as gay, or that your artist dates a certain type of color or stuff like that. Do not do that. Support them always. If you've been supporting them since you was a little kid, still support them. If you've been supporting them for years, still support them. Just because they change their whatever they got going on, just because things happen, don't do it. Don't stop supporting them. But anyway, I am the Roundtable Talk. I'm your host, C Money. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care.